chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too.
The Georgia Guidestones are a granite monument erected in 1980 in Elbert County, Georgia, in the United States. A set of 10 guidelines is described on the structure in 8 modern languages, and a short message is inscribed at the top of the structure in 4 ancient language scripts. The monument stands at an approximate elevation of 750 feet, 230 miles above sea level, and about 90 miles, 140 kilometers, east of Atlanta, 45 miles, 72 kilometers from Athens, Georgia, and 9 miles, 14 kilometers, north of the center of the city of Elberton. One slab stands at the center, with 4 arranged around it. A capstone lies at the top of the 5 slabs, which are astronomically aligned. An additional stone tablet, which is set in the ground in a short distance to the west of the structure, provides some notes on the history and purpose of these Guidestones. The structure is sometimes referred to as the American Stonehenge. The monument is 19.3 inches, 5.8 miles tall, made in the 6 granite slabs weighing 237,746 pounds, 107,840 kilograms in all. The enormity of the Guidestones authors and their apparent advocacy of the population control, eugenics, and internationalism have made them an object of controversy and conspiracy theories. In June 1979, a man using the pseudonym R.C. Christian approached the Elberton Grant Finishing Company on behalf of a small group of loyal Americans and commissioned the structure. Christian explained that the stones would function as a compass, calendar, and clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events. Joe Fenley of Elberton Granite assumed that Christian was a nut and attempted to discourage him by providing a quote of the commission which was several times higher than any project the company had previously taken. Explained that the Guidestones would require additional tools and consultants. To Fenley's surprise, Christian accepted the quote. When arranging payment, Christian said that he represented a group which had been planning the Guidestones for 20 years, and which wanted to remain anonymous. Christian delivered a scale model of these Guidestones, and 10 pages of speculations. The 5-acre, 2-hectare site was apparently purchased by Christian on October 1st, 1979, from farm owner Wayne Malneau. Malneau and his children were given lifetime cattle grazing rights on the Guidestones site. On March 22, 1980, the monument was unveiled before an audience variously described as 100 or 400 people. Christian later transferred ownership of the land of the Guidestones to Elbert County. In 2008, the stones were defaced with polyurethane paint and graffiti with slogans such as "Death to the New World Order." Wired magazine called the defacement the first act of serious vandalism in the Guidestones' history. In September 2014, an employee of the Elbert County Maintenance Department contacted the Federal Bureau of Investigation when the stones were vandalized with graffiti including the phrase, "I am Isis, goddess of love." A message consisting of a set of 10 guidelines or principles is engraved on the Georgia Guidestones in 8 different languages, one language on each face of the 4 large upright stones. Moving clockwise around the structure from due north, these languages are English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. Number 1. Maintain humanity under 500 billion in perpetual balance with nature. 2. Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. 3. Unite humanity with a living new language. 4. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. 5. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. 6. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. 7. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. 8. Balance personal rights with social duties. 9. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. 10. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. A few feet to the west of the monument, an additional granite ledger has been set level with the ground. The tablet identifies the structure and the languages used on it, and lists various facts about the size, weight, and astronomical features of the stones, the date it was installed, and the sponsors of the project. It also refers to a time capsule buried under the tablet, with blank spaces on the stone intended for filling in the dates on which the capsule was buried and is to be opened have not been inscribed, so it is uncertain if the time capsule was ever actually put in place. The complete text of the explanatory tablet is detailed below. The tablet is somewhat inconsistent with respect to punctuation and misspells the word pseudonym. The original spelling, punctuation, and line breaks of the text have been preserved in the transcription, which follows, later cases not. At the top center of the tablet is written, "The Georgia Guidestone, Center Cluster erected March 22nd, 1980. Immediately below this is the outline of a square, inside which is written, "Let these Guidestones be an age of reason." Around the edges of the square are written translations to 4 ancient languages, one per edge. Starting from the top and proceeding clockwise, they are Babylonian cuneiform script, Classical Greek, Sanskrit, and Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. On the left side of the tablet is the following column of text, metric conversion added. The astronomic features. Channel through stone indicates celestial pole. 2. Horizontal slot indicates annual travel of sun. 3. Sunbeam through capstone marks new time throughout the year. Author R.C. Christian, a pseudonym. Sponsors, a small group of Americans who seek the age of reason. Time capsule. Place 6 feet, 1.83 millimeters below the spot, on to be opened on. The words appear as shown under the time capsule heading. No dates are engraved. Physical data. On the right side of the tablet is the following column of text. Metric conversions added. Physical data. Overall height, 19 feet 3 inches, 5.87 millimeters. Total weight, 237,746 pounds, 107,840 kilograms. 4 major stones are 16 feet, 4 inches, 4.98 millimeters high, each weighing an average of 42,437 pounds, 19,249 kilograms. Center stone is 16 feet 4 inches, 4.98 millimeters high, weighs 20,957 pounds, 9,506 kilograms. Capstone is 9 feet 8 inches, 2.95 millimeters long, 6 feet 6 inches, 1.98 millimeters wide. 1 foot 7 inches, 0.48 millimeters thick, weighs 24,832 pounds, 11,264 kilograms. 6. The support stone's base is 7 feet 4 inches, 2.24 millimeters long, 2 feet, 0.61 millimeters wide, 1 foot, 4 inches, 0.41 thick, each, weighing an average of 4,875 pounds, 2,211 kilograms. 7. Support stone. Base, 4 feet, 2.5 inches, 1.28 millimeters long, 2 feet, 2 inches, 0.66 millimeters wide. 1 foot 7 inches, 0.48 millimeters thick. Weight 2,707 pounds, 1,220 kilograms. 951 cubic feet, 26.9 millimeter cubed granite. 9. Granite quarried from Pyramid. Quarry is located 3 miles 5 kilometers west of Alberton, Georgia. The Guidestone languages. Below the 2 columns of text is written the captioned Guidestone languages, with a diagram of the granite slab layout beneath it. The names of the 8 modern languages are just inscribed along the long edges of the projecting rectangles, 1 per edge. Starting from due north and moving clockwise around to the upper edge of the northeast rectangle is listed first. They are English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. At the bottom center of the tablet is the following text. Additional information available at Alberton Grant Museum and Exhibit. College Avenue, Alberton, Georgia. Astronomical features. The 4-hour stones oriented to mark the limits of the 18.6-year lunar declination cycle. The center column features a hole drilled at the angle from one side to the other, through which can be seen the North Star. The same pillar has a slot carved through it, which is aligned with the sun's solstices and equinoxes. A 7/8-inch, 22mm aperture in the capstone allows a ray of sun to pass through the noon each day, shining a beam on the center stone, indicating the day of the year. Interpretations. Yoko Ono said the inscribed messages are a stirring call to rational thinking, while Wired stated that the unspecified opponents have labeled them as the 10 Commandments of the Antichrist. The Guidestones have become a subject of interest for conspiracy theorists. One of them, an activist named Mark Dice, demanded the Guidestones be smashed into 1,000,000 pieces, and then the rubble used for a construction project, claiming the Guidestones are of a deep satanic origin, and that R.C. Christian belongs to a Luciferian secret society related to the New World Order. At the unveiling of the monument, a local minister proclaimed that he believed the monument was for sun worshippers, for cult worship, and for devil worship. Conspiracy theorist Jay Wilner had said that the pseudonym of the man who commissioned the stones, R.C. Christian, resembles Rosecross Christian, or Christian Rosenkreuz, the founder of the Rosicrucian order. One interpretation of the stones is that they describe the basic concept required to rebuild a devastated civilization. Author Brad Meltzer notes that the stones were built in 1979, at the height of the Cold War, and thus argues that they may have been intended as a message to the possible survivors of a nuclear World War III. The engraved suggestion to keep humanity's population below 500 million could have been made under the assumption that the war had already reduced humanity below this number. The Guidestones were briefly shown and discussed in the documentary film Sherman's March, 1986, and Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, 2007, and were featured extensively in the 2012 episode of Mysteries at the Museum, a monumental mystery special featuring Don Wildman. Thanks for sitting through this. I was given this request. I've never done a wiki reading before. This isn't really an SCP article. This is an actual thing. I highly recommend you check out the Jamie DLUX video on this. It tells you way more than what this Wikipedia article will ever tell you. Besides, who knows who made these? This R.C. Christian might be way more dangerous than we could ever believe. Well, whatever time period you're in, I hope you have a good night. And remember, criticism is always welcome under this roof.